Let us all face facts. We all need a lifestyle of Hollywood superstars so we can all be involved in saving our planet. Because only by having your own private jet and limousine and a great big house in Beverly Hills with all that, using all that power, can you obviously be leading the world in an example of how to stop climate change. Isn't it amazing the amount of noise being made recently about climate change? And I think it's only fair that these people who are super rich, super rich, could spread some of their wealth around to help the poor get through the problems they've had dealing with bushfires because of climate change. Because you can't say you care about climate change. If you care about climate change, what does that mean? If you do not care about the humans that are caused problems because of climate change, then what are you actually caring about? The weather. Oh, I care whether it snows, I care whether it rains, I care. Well, caring about what the weather is doing is one thing, but it's rather nefarious and spurious. Say, I care about the weather. Yes, it's me. I am. Yes, I've come on to collect my Golden Globe and saying I'm really precious about what the weather will be like in the future. Excuse me, sir. What about the poor people affected by the bushfires? Oh, well, that's Scott Morrison's fault. That is Scott Morrison's fault that the people are suffering in the bushfires. That's his fault. He caused the drought. Yes, him and Donald Trump caused the drought. Obviously, Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, and Scott Morrison are the major causes of climate change. They're the ones who caused it. They're the ones who are causing drought. They're causing ice shelves to collapse and all sorts of things. Just three men. Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, and Scott Morrison. Now, Scott Morrison caused 5 million hectares to burn out in New South Wales. He did. It wasn't the arsonist, though. It wasn't the arsonist. No, it's shame no one in Hollywood. I don't know. Maybe they only learn lines. Maybe they're robots. Maybe they've all born in Japan. Maybe there are no Hollywood stars. We don't think about it. Maybe they're all made in Japan. They're all robots. They look like robots, act like robots, talk like robots. Because they all say the same thing, and then even their movies, they have about a change of about 10 different lines they can say, like "follow me" and "get fucked," whatever they say, and it's not much to learn in all of that. And a robot could learn it easily, and the facial expression, about 5 separate facial expressions for all of them. So that sort of makes it wonder if they're all real people anyway, because all acting, even when they're not on stage, they're totally acting all the time. Pretentiousness must be an illness that you catch by getting super rich and pretend you care about something, so you can pretend so much you're willing to prostitute yourself and lie that you know something about what's going on when it's obvious. No one in Hollywood can do any maths, even the most basic, simple maths. Is such 1/5 of a part per million is Australia's CO2. It increases its population by 5,000 per week through migration, which the left insists on. If we don't have migration, we're racist. But if we are not racist and have migration, we increase our population by 5,000 per week. That's an extra month. That's at least an extra 1,000 cars on the road per week. That's more CO2. How can you reduce your CO2, which everyone's striking about and protesting about, if you're increasing your population every week? And your CO2, the amount, the global gross emissions, the percentage of Australia is 1/5 of a part per million. It's not difficult to work out. It's a very simple maths. Break it down from 0.04%, which is CO2 of the world, and then you can break it down yourself. Anyone who's 10 years old ought to work that sum out. If you can't work that sum out, How can you say, and obviously you've got your millions through something other than talent or intelligence? But then I digress, because after a while, all the cacophony and noise they're making about global warming, about the bushfires and all that, is a cover. It's all sort of noise. It's a cover for their own guilt, or their own duplicity, and the fact that they're contracted to act a part, whether it's in a film or in public. They've always got to act this part because they're prisoners and they're slaves. And what's happened to them? They're already in hell. They're all living in hell because everyone must know that a simple thing to work out, or says CO2 is 1/5 of a part per million. It's very little CO2. There's been more damage done to the because of arsonists to the climate, the atmosphere and the seas and everything, the water and the animals and all everything, life itself, by arsonists than climate change, by thousands and thousands of percentage. Arsonists lit the fires, and I suspect it's all a diversion. They warned in August, this is going to be the worst bushfire season ever. And like that was a signal for people to go and make sure it was, and set fire to the bush. Now, this is a planned operation as far as some of us are concerned. 150 people have started fires. So there's something going on here. Whether it links at all to Qasem Soleimani's assassination, we do not know. But it's something for everyone to consider.